Yo, Damon. And then ASU fans told me that Jeff Sims was going to win them the football game.
Well, then they told me that their defense was way better than ours.
And they told me that Brent Brennan couldn't even beat Kenny Dillingham at tying his shoes.
Welcome on into the AZ Wildcats podcast, live from Studio K, presented by our fine friends over at Circle K. I am Damon Farrell. He is the main man, Kevin Thomas. We are the AZ Wildcats pod, and we are celebrating a post-game dub edition, Territorial Cup style. ASU loses to the Cats. Arizona owns the state 23-7, not even close, Mr. Kevin Thomas. And of course, we have to start things off by talking about our favorite presenting sponsors. That's, of course, our friends over at Branded Bills and Captain Morgan, dual presenting sponsors on a victory edition of this podcast, Kevin.
Dual sponsors on a Desert Duel Day.
Yeah, absolutely. Branded Bills, premium headwear and apparel. Head on over to brandedbills.com. Use BBPHNX and get 15% off that campus collection, which is looking extra special on a night like tonight. And then, of course, our friends at Captain Morgan. Shout out Captain Morgan. Shout out the Captain Morgan ship, of course, which Anthony Totri and Eric Ruby did their pregame show on. Maybe we should find a way for them to do the pregame show for this game every single year on the Captain Morgan ship, because it means good things for our Arizona Wildcats. But we appreciate Captain Morgan for sponsoring this podcast. Check out that ship before it leaves Arizona on November 29th here, Kevin. But man, what a win. What a performance. Lots to talk about in terms of, you know, the ugly of this game. Like, it was not a clean game by any stretch of the imagination, but you went belt to ass against ASU tonight, Kevin. 23-7 final score. Look at those stats. Look at those yards. Look at the turnover margin. Look at the missed kicks, the missed opportunities. This should have been a whole lot worse than it was for ASU.
I mean, we talked about that first quarter, Damon. It felt like Arizona could have walked out of that first quarter 10-0. And then it felt like they could have walked out of the first half, 17-7. It felt like Arizona was in full control of this game at all times, except for when they were making errors that allowed ASU to stay in the football game, to maintain some form of momentum. So I'm not trying to say that it was just pillar to post nonstop. Me and Damon are like, wow, what a win. In fact, there were some moments in there where we're like, dude, this is exactly what an ASU win would look like if you're going to script it up for them. And then the second half started. And Damon, what was our conversation when you and I were walking from Casino del Sol Stadium North back to this office? I told you things don't look good right now. But in that second half, I believe. Why do I believe? Because I finally have bought into this thing called Redline, and it seems to be working with these Arizona Wildcats. And I feel like they never feel out of the game. They never feel out of control anymore in that sense. They always feel like they can either come back or finish the game. And tonight was a prime example of that. Fans might have been worried. Damon and I might have been sweating. A lot of pride on the line for everyone in the chat, and Damon especially. But the team never seemed to waver. The team never seemed to feel the stress of that moment. And I think it's due to Brent Brennan and due to this red line mentality that he has instilled in his players. So tonight I want to give a very special shout out to Redline, because I believe it got us through not only this season, but this Territorial Cup matchup. So
inject it into my veins, Kevin. Inject Redline into my veins. Remember when that was a running joke with Arizona fans?
Yes.
And now I think we're legitimately, I mean, if that doesn't prove winning cures all, I don't know what does, right?
Yeah.
And I want to bring it back to another conversation that we had in lead up to this game, Kevin. We talked about the ways in which this game could go, right? We said there are 3 ways in which this game could go, not 4. An ASU close win, an Arizona close win, or an Arizona blowout. Mm-hmm. There was a 0% chance the Arizona State Sun Devils were going to walk out there on that field and blow out Arizona tonight.
Yes.
They had everything happen in their favor in the first half. And I don't want to make it seem like they obviously had some bad punts, right? Like their punter is not a good punter. But I'm talking fumble inside the 5. I'm talking mistimed snap when we're driving. I'm talking multiple missed kicks that were makeable. I'm talking everything that kept them in it, kept them in this game, Kevin. And they still found a way to lose because guess what? They are an inferior football team to our football team.
Preach.
We watched it all season long. And these delusional idiots, Kevin, told us that they were better than us despite what our own eyes were telling us. We're watching them play against Mississippi State, laying a stinker against a team that went 1-7 in their own damn conference. And now they want to have the nerve to tell me, man, just wait, watch if Sam Leavitt played in this game. Watch if Sam Leavitt played in this game. You think Mississippi State's defense is on par with Arizona's defense? You're out your damn mind. You're out your damn mind. So guess what? I'm going to bring it back to an old meme, Kevin, that ran rampant on the Twitter streets back in the day. Every ASU fan that tells y'all, hey, we would have won this game if Tyson didn't get hurt, as he's laughing on the sideline, looking like he feels $1 million. To him and Kenny are making jokes with each other, dapping each other up, down 10 points in the second half. Oh, if Sam Leavitt would have played, we would have won. Cool. I guess we'll never know. Kevin, because Arizona got the W tonight. And last time I checked, every single time that Arizona's had injuries that have cost us Territorial Cup matchups, that didn't somehow count as less of a W. I don't know. Something to think about.
Food for thought on this Friday evening. Thank you all for joining us. Bear the F down and forks down forever. Damon, I want to say this, right? Because Arizona State fans coming into this matchup, like you alluded to, were telling us, oh, I don't want to hear that you guys were the better football team all year if you guys lose, because then what is it going to be? Well, I don't want to hear that you didn't have your starting quarterback because y'all told me that Jeff Sims could get the job done. Y'all told me, yeah, it'd be nice to have Sam Leavitt, but we're not really that worried because Jeff Sims and this offense, they can get it done against your defense, and we don't really care what Danny Gonzalez has done. Maybe they care now because that defense, as Seth Diggy and Danny Gonzalez said themselves, chokes dudes out. Chokes offenses out. Tonight was one of those nights where Arizona went into enemy territory and said, you know what? We might not be having the prettiest offensive game, but what we can do is dominate you defensively. What we can do is suck all the air out of this stadium every time Jeff Sims passes the ball because it's either going to the ground or to an Arizona defender, and that's just it. To be honest with you, thank you, Jeff Sims. Thank you to, Arizona defense for getting the job done. But yeah, what a win. What a team. Dalton Johnson said outright after the game, they asked him if he felt any magic from 2023 with this team or if he thinks that Arizona is back to the level of play that they had in the Alamo Bowl season with Jed Fish and, T-Mac on the team. And Dalton Johnson said, I don't think we're there. I think we're past that. I think we're better than that. And I think that this team has something special to it. And I think we're all kind of starting to feel that now with this Arizona Wildcats football team, that this very well could be just the 5th 10-win team in Arizona football history. I am pumped. I'm excited. And now we get to do this for a whole year. We get to talk about this for a whole year. Anytime they want to bring up their beloved Dilly, what happened last year?
Brent Brennan has a better record in the Territorial Cup than Kenny Dillingham does. Kenny Dillingham has a .333 win percentage in the Territorial Cup. Listen, that's embarrassing. It's fine. It's embarrassing, but it's fine. Brent Brennan, winner, 500, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's all that matters. And I do appreciate everybody for being here. Please drop a like on this video. It means the world to me and Kevin hanging out with us after a big-time W like that. No one in the world would rather celebrate than the people here in this chat. We do have a couple super chats right off the jump, Kevin. Let's hit some. Encourage the people to keep sending them in all night long. BTFD boys from our guy White Burrito. Got to get to sleep. Wow. My daughter's being born tomorrow. Wow. Have some shots for me.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, brother. And what a time to come into this world that is so beautiful. And just you wake up and the sun's shining and the birds are chirping. Shout out, our little baby White Burrito there. June
baby
Thomas,
Rito.
of course, $10. Congratulations. Fabulous show, gentlemen. We appreciate you. Mrs. Thomas, and then Ms. Thomas. And then, of course, Norin, ball knower Norin, been listening to your ASU PHNX bros the last few days. You need to check on those dudes because they may harm themselves. Listen, I will be checking on them, but like I'm sitting here, Kevin, I'm wondering about Eric and Totri because we were having this discussion. How would they be treating us if we lost this game?
I mean, considering, and I don't want to make this the Eric and Totri show, but I will say, considering the fact that Totri, I think, has had my tweets specifically bookmarked for now 3 months for this exact reason, I guess we're just going to have to go unbookmark all those tweets.
Listen, I've had some tweets I'm sure that he bookmarked as well, Kevin, but guess what? My bookmarks are actually right. Let's go ahead and pick out one of them in particular. Oh, is that a PHNX Sun Devils record prediction? No way. Does that say, Kevin, that can't say 10-2, 11-1, and 10-2. It can't.
I guess it could, in theory.
They had 3 times and twice as many losses as every single one of them predicted?
I mean, that would be tough.
Wow.
That would be incredibly tough.
Here's the thing. I don't want to make this into like a bully session like you said,
That's what I'm
Kevin,
saying,
but
yeah.
I also don't think – I don't know how they would be talking about us right now if we lost this game. I don't think they would be cordial.
I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
We're just going to be doing that all week. Yeah, we're going to be doing that all week. I guess we'll never know. But we should talk about this actual football game that went on, Damon, and I think we should start in that first half because this game turned around in the second half, but because mostly of the missed opportunities Arizona had in the first half there, we mentioned it earlier. In the first half, you leave, trailing 7-3 in that sense. Really could be up huge at the half. Not huge, but you could be up in control of the game at the half, and you were unable to do that. But in the second half, you outscore them 20-0. 20-0 on their home field in the second half. It's beautiful. And this Denny Gonzalez defense, what they were able to do to not only Jeff Sims, but the receivers as well. I will say this, not having Jordan Tyson, I'm sure, does not help Arizona State at all in any way in this matchup. But I do think, regardless, Arizona's DBs did a great job of covering the wide receivers for ASU tonight. Arizona's defense did a good job of bending but not breaking a lot of the time on defense. It did help the Jeff Sims every time they got into a decent position, would just turn the ball over. But the defense still went out there and won you this football game when your offense was not good enough to really get you in control of this game. You needed your defense in this game. Hell, you needed Michael Salgado-Medina in this game to an extent. And boy, I almost don't even want to talk about him. I almost want to keep the whole show positive. You know what I mean? So maybe we just don't even talk about Michael Salgado-Medina. Maybe wait till Monday. I don't know. But Damon, when we're talking about this second half turnaround, where do you take it? Where do you want to talk about?
Man, I think that the offense, it's weird, right? Because they actually played good when it comes to moving the football. Yeah. Obviously, the run game was quite bad. 44 carries for 88 yards is pretty awful, and you're averaging 2 yards per carry there. And ASU has a great run defense, don't get me wrong. But I thought the passing offense was moving the ball pretty effectively. They just couldn't finish drives ever. And that's not a good sign at all. That in large part is oftentimes coaching. It's oftentimes your quarterback in particular. And it felt like ASU's defense was dialing up the perfect blitzes when Arizona got into the red zone, forcing Noah Fifita to kind of backtrack, take a bad sack, throw the football away, right? And so it wasn't a clean offensive performance at all. But they still moved the football and they still vastly outperformed ASU's offense, right? And ASU's offense was we knew that they were going to try to just run the ball. We knew that they can't pass. We knew Jeff Sims can't throw. And 27 carries for 100 yards, 3.7 yards per clip. I mean, that's shutting down a run game that has been effective all season long. Raleek Brown had 1,000 yards this year. Jeff Sims, while a turnover machine, is a good runner. And Jeff Sims gave you 10 carries for 43 yards tonight. Arizona's defense has carried them all season long. Danny Gonzalez is for my money, he's the Broyles Award winner.
Yes.
Who's had a better coordinator season than Danny Gonzalez?
You'd be hard pressed to find somebody that has.
Kevin, let me find where Arizona ranked last season in terms of points per game given up on in football. 31.8 points per game, 109th out of 134 FBS squads. This season, Arizona has a top 10 defense by a lot of the analytical measures. I mean, it's unbelievable, man. It really is. And it's what's changed this season. The offense has been a lot better than last season because last season, hard to be worse than last season's offense, truly. But the defense has taken such a massive leap forward. And I'm fired up, man. Like, I know that this is going to lead into a lot of like, is Danny Gonzalez going to leave us now type of conversations, but let's just celebrate tonight with Danny Gonzalez right now, right? He goes in there, he beats ASU, that school up north, as he likes to call it. He's been on both sides of the rivalry. You know, it means a lot to him to get this win. Danny Gonzalez has done what he has promised and delivered on all season long.
He really has, and we do have, an idea that Danny Gonzalez would like to stay, and I think a large reason of that is the culture that this team is building, right? And I think you saw that tonight on the sideline, whether it be the celebrations, whether it be them keeping their head in the game, whether it be the head taps on Traden Stukes as he absolutely mosses an Arizona State wide receiver on that interception. Is that one of the greatest interceptions you've ever seen, Damon? Legitimately? Outside of some crazy like Madden stuff. It feels like that was, for time and circumstance, one of the best I've ever seen.
I mean, I don't know that I've seen a better Arizona interception. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And what a player to do it to, Traden Stukes, who, now I think Traden Stukes, like that, what does that do for him? He now wins against ASU over the course of his career. He gets the W, right? Because he's been on 5 teams. He's lost twice and he's won 3 times. And that one of those losses, by the way, was invalidated for cheating. No big deal. Classic ASU ball. It really was an insane interception. I'm sure it's on SportsCenter top 10 going right now, Kevin. I believe we have the interception from our angle that Shane Diefenbach, our great producer, extraordinaire production lead over here at PHNX Sports, and who we're not being mean to specifically.
No.
He got great video of this interception. Let's go ahead and roll the clip here because, my goodness, man, Traden Stukes.
Roll it. Oh, my days. Oh, my gosh.
Bro is aura farming.
Ooh.
Slow motion Jalen Williams gif. I mean, hashtag you got mossed.
Yeah,
Kevin.
Big time got
what
mossed.
An insane catch for a defensive back to make over a wide receiver. Usually you see that the other way around. And really that was momentous as hell.
Yeah, no, it turned the entire tide of the game.
It did, yeah.
If that receiver catches the ball, Damon, I don't think it's an insane thing to say that Arizona then gets into a knockdown, drag out, kind of a heavyweight fight to end this game, because you and I were talking about it on the way back to the studio. Who wins more close games than Arizona State? You do not want to be in a close game with Arizona State. We talked about it on the pregame show. You needed to enter this fourth quarter with a lead and control that lead. And I think Arizona did a good job of, once they got into the money time of the game, really turning it on its head, turning it up. And I think that, for all those reasons, Damon, this second half turnaround was, I think, the biggest statement by far of the season, right? To have that on the line, you could have folded. You could have, as you say, capitulated under the pressure of your opponent, under the pressure of Cam Scadaboo being in the building, right? But you didn't do that.
Automatic W!
Maybe he should have suited up. But
Cam Scadaboo's doing it, or Relique Brown is doing his best Cam Scadaboo impression.
And it's still not good.
Because Kevin, he lowered his shoulder and got 0 extra yards by doing so. That was that was the Cam Scadaboo impression. Cam Scadaboo would have ran that dude over, spun him around, and still been running into the end zone. And guess what? Y'all found out that it's not sweet without Cam Scadaboo.
No.
It ain't sweet, Kevin.
No.
Because we were talking about it on the pregame too. We've been talking about it in lead up to this game. How many games, maybe before this one, and we'll put a big asterisk on this one. How many games did Jeff Sims lose that Sam Leavitt would have won this season? Utah on the road? You think Utah on the road? You think Jeff Sims Sam Leavitt goes into Utah on the road and beats Utah?
Is he worth 30 points?
40?
Yeah, is he worth 30 points?
Hell no. So why is this one any different? Why is this the one game that was a different result because of Jeff Sims versus Sam Leavitt? Crazy talk, man. Legitimate crazy talk. And shout out Jeff Sims. We're going to give him our damn player of the game. He's the king of A-Mountain, Kevin. Shout out Jeff Sunday Sims. 3 picks, 114 yards, 0 tutties, 2 fumbles, 5 turnovers. My man's had by himself, decorating that sword, as my boy Harrison said on Twitter.
I mean, chivalry is not dead. Jeff Sims said, no, you come into my house, you're a guest. I have to give you some sort of gift. I have to serve you. I have to make sure that you are taken care of in my house. And so what did he do? He made sure that all the DBs, all the linebackers got a chance to get the ball, turn him over, and it made it a really fun game. I tweeted earlier, thank you, Jeff Sims, for your contributions to Arizona football. Truly, I don't know if the offense could have got it done if Jeff Sims wasn't just letting them continuously get re-racks, letting them continuously get mulligans. Yeah, man. What an absolute disaster class from Jeff Sunday Sims. I mean, Sunday League.
Stuff was sweet, Kevin, when Jeff Sims was winning football games. We're making emojis here in the chat. Could some of y'all throw some Jeff Sims emoji? Some of our supporting club members, let's shout out the MVP of the Wildcats tonight. Drop me some Sims emojis in the chat.
While it's still there, because
Jeff Hims.
Oh, my God.
Multi-time player of the week.
Oh, dude, he broke a record for yards in a game.
Have you ever seen a team just be elevated by a conference like the Big 12 tried to do with Arizona State this season, trying to make them into a powerhouse program? Listen, it's a sleeping giant that will never, ever wake up. ASU will never, ever be the team that they claim that they will be. And we're seeing it right now. They were legitimately, Kevin, they had Jeff Sims winning multi-player of the week awards. I think Jeff Sims and Noah Fifita have the same amount. And Noah Fifita might be the conference player of the year. And we'll talk about that later on.
Do you think Jeff Sims gets it again this week for winning Arizona the game?
I hope so. We should do that. Not Jeff Sims? Question mark?
Are we sure? The performance that he put on for Arizona on Friday was truly spectacular. But yeah, thank you, Jeff Sims. Thank you to
my king.
Yes, my GOAT, the greatest quarterback I've ever seen with my own two eyes, these lion eyes. Yeah, Damon. But, we do have a lot more to talk about on this here AZ Wildcats post-game pod. So I would encourage you to stick around, leave a like, and most importantly, y'all know the drill. Do not go anywhere. Unless it's to one of the over 130 dispensaries in the Freedom State of Arizona that dispense our friends Pure Edibles. Now, if you're looking for some edibles that are not like the rest, if you're looking for edibles that are easy to share, easy to dial in your dosage, clearly listed the effects on the outside of the tin, or if you're just looking for edibles that are tasting like candy, because this is a full-fledged candy company in Pure that is offering gummies, kicks, which is kind of like a Starburst, chews, kind of like a caramel, and hard candies. If you are over the age of, I don't know, if you apply for AARP, then hard candies might be for you. But even if you want the hard candies, the effects are purely listed on the outside. And now they even have their all-in-one Noble Road Tower Station IPA pen. Now that thing is magic. Go get your hands on it. Go find yourself some Pure Edibles from one of the over 130 dispensaries statewide that dispense them.
Shout out our friends over at Pure Edibles. Just some of the best products in the game here. And of course, we got to talk also about our friends. Ooh, not that one. That's Kevin's. Let's talk about our friends over at Branded Bills. You guys know I'm rocking branded bills on this show every single day. Look for some gear to make your brand stand out from the crowd. If you want some custom apparel, of course, PHNX, we got this Phoenix logo on this hat, and we have some other great PHNX logo gear from our friends at Branded Bills. If you go check out that PHNX Sun Show, which is going on right now, open up another tab, keep this one open, and go check out the hats that Steven and Gil have on another version of our customized PHNX hats. But that's not what we need to talk about, Kevin. We need to talk about the damn campus collection. If a night like tonight isn't the night for you to go on and find the campus collection, grab a hat that has an Arizona State outline on it with a U of A logo smack dab in the middle, then I don't know what is. They have the ultimate Arizona Wildcats headwear in the game. It's not even close. That campus collection is truly special. Check out the best Arizona Wildcats hats that they have out there on the market. BrandedBills.com. BBPHNX is going to get you 15% off that first order. Go check it out for yourself, guys, because it is special stuff going on. And like I said, no better time than a night like tonight to make those purchases.
There is no better time for that. And there's also
I spend money when I'm fired up. Is that crazy? I'm sitting there.
I think it's
I'm already thinking about what I'm going to buy after this show.
Okay, Flexer. Okay, flexer.
What can I spend some money on?
I mean, I think that's the whole psychology behind Vegas. Get people turned up and they just spend a lot of money.
100%.
Get Jeff Sims turned up and he turns over the ball a whole ton. We do have our By the Numbers presented by our friends over at Desert Financial Credit Union, always keeping our numbers in check. 23-7 is the only number that matters really on here because that is the final score of Arizona winning the 99th Territorial Cup, bringing it home to Tucson. Jeff Sims played the game, so you know they did not have more passing yards than their opponent. 114 to 286 for Arizona. And then Arizona, Damon, this is something I guess we can talk about a little bit. They did really struggle to establish the ground game against Arizona State's stout rushing defense, and it honestly almost won Arizona State the game if they were able to build off of that offensively, and they were unable to do it. Total yards, though, Arizona, 374 to 214. And then the Sims stat himself, the Jeff Hims stat, turnovers, 5 for Jeff Sims, 1 for the Arizona Wildcats. And in the red zone, Arizona went 50%, 3 for 6. And Arizona State only made it down there once, and they did not convert. These are your By the Numbers presented by Desert Financial Credit Union. Thank you so much for sponsoring this segment.
Should have been a bigger blowout.
Yeah.
Should have been a bigger blowout.
All signs point to yes. Yeah, because I think you pointed out the tweet, or honestly, all the Arizona Wildcats journalists, pundits, fans were tweeting in the first half the stats for Arizona and the stats for ASU, saying like the fact that ASU is leading this game at the half is unbelievable, and yet here we are. And I think the stats kind of match the eye test in this one, right? Arizona leads in yards. ASU has 5 turnovers, all from their quarterback. Arizona, their defense was dominant, only allowing them to get in the red zone once. Arizona had 6 shots at the red zone, and the stats kind of tell you the story of this game. It was ugly at times in the red zone for Arizona, but outside of that, they kind of ran the show with their defense. They controlled the tempo with their defense. The offense was kind of getting dragged behind by this defense because, man, Danny Gonzalez has done miracles on us, Damon. But
he really has. AZ Cat Dan, Totri was talking nonstop trash all week. Brendan could never have a better record than Dilly. He's eating that crow right about now. That's the thing about a guy like Anthony Totri. I'm not sure he is. I'm really not. Listen, let them do their thing. I'm sure their post-game show is what it is right now. I won't go ahead and tune in and watch just to make fun of them. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be a bigger man than that, Kevin. But I'm venturing to guess that Anthony Totri right about now is talking about how Sam Levitt is the difference maker in this game. That's what I'm venturing to guess.
Well, get used to it because he gone. To be honest with you, that's a podcast for the summer.
It's another party in my city when
it's
that
a parade
happens.
inside my portal. Yeah, it's a parade inside my portal. Yeah. But yeah, I thank goodness the Valley is yet again deactivated. Shout out to our deactivated fan shirt. You thought this was a Coyotes shirt, but it's about to be an Arizona State shirt if they keep losing these Territorial Cups because, Damon, you, like me, could rock some swag from our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. And now you see that little ASU shirt on the right? Ain't nobody buying that tonight. They're buying that Arizona shirt on the left, maybe even that Coyotes Forever shirt on the left as well. And if you just love the channel and want to get a PHNX flag dad hat, I'm all about that as well. But make sure to check out our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. That is at gophnx.com. You can navigate over to the merch tab to find it. But Damon, did I ask you what stood out about these numbers to you?
I mean, I think, the fact that, our running yards ended up around their rushing yards is pretty hilarious, honestly. I mean, obviously the turnovers is what's really going to stick out to you, right? But, kind of digging a little bit deeper, Arizona did have, as my mom put in the chat, a couple decent runs at the end of the game that kind of boosted those stats up when you needed to run the football, to be fair, and ASU knew what was coming, and you still ran the ball effectively. Ishmael Mahdi had some really nice broken tackles on a couple of runs at the end of the game. But the fact that you knew ASU was going to run the football all night long, and that's what it was going to take to be successful for them on offense, and they end up with 100 yards rushing when Arizona struggled with rushing quarterbacks this season, right?
What was that? What was the long of Jeff Sims' rush?
Man,
because I feel like he got
right here.
I feel like he got a huge. It was
27,
27,
and he had 43. So 16.
You know what I'm saying? If it did not feel like he had that, that kind of performance tonight, and even though the stats kind of say he was decent running, he really got it all because of one Dalton Johnson missed tackle, and that is correct. Shout out to this Texas Tech fan in the chat. An enemy of my enemy is now my friend because old Texas Tech man 9144 says, thank you, Arizona, for guaranteeing us Texas Tech Red Raiders in Arlington for the Big 12 championship, baby. You're welcome. We're just doing our part down here in Tucson. That's all we're doing.
All good. You know what? Don't sweat it, my man. And you know what? Shout out Texas Tech for making me look good all season long. I've been having Texas Tech, no matter what, even after they lost to ASU with their backup quarterback, number 1 on my power rankings, and I was called an absolute idiot for it. Now who looks like an idiot? The team that's by far the best team in the conference was number 1 in my power rankings all season. Boom, shocker.
Dog.
But what's up?
Did you see these time of possession numbers? I saw them at the half, and they were crazy. But, like, the actual final number, like, this is the stark. I'll just read it out loud.
It's unbelievable.
40 minutes and 1 second of possession time for Arizona in this one. And for those that are good at math, that means 19 minutes and 59 seconds the Sun Devils had the ball. And I think, 10 of those minutes was Jeff Sims turning the ball over. So, overall, a very good night for the Arizona defense and the Arizona offense as well, as they were able to get it done. But I do want to talk about one thing with you, Damon. I know we're kind of jumping all over the place, but I think we're all in the same mind space of just moving from one happy thing to the next, because when good things happen, you want to feel good for good people. And Brent Brennan is a good person.
He is.
D. Sal in the chat says, Brennan and his staff coached a better game, bear down. Can we talk about that? Because on the pregame show, you and I had the coaching in our matchup battles. I think I actually have it here, potentially. Bang. This is our pregame matchup battles for this one. We played this on our pregame show, so this is not an after-the-fact thing. But I'm bringing this up to show you we had special teams and coaching as even for this one. And it feels like if you had told Arizona State fans heading into this one, I think Arizona's coaching staff is just as good as yours. I think they probably they probably react just like that, if not even crazier, because I think people look at it like the same way a casual football fan looks at the teams and goes, quarterback versus quarterback. That's all I care about in this game. That's how casual fans look at the coaches, right? It's head coach versus head coach. That's how I judge the coaching staffs. And I think, honestly, if we're just keep calling a spade, Danny Gonzalez is not only the best coordinator in this conference, he's one of the best coordinators in the country. Seth Dagey in year 1 has pretty much revitalized Arizona's offense. It did not look like it tonight, so poor example there. But I think overall, Arizona State fans have been complaining about their coaching pretty much all season, whether it be the special teams, whether it be the offense from Marcus Arroyo, whether it be the defense. They've been complaining all year, even though they're the best team since sliced bread. They got the worst coaches. They hate their coaches. They don't have a quarterback because their quarterback's injured, even though they're the best team that was ever created. I got kind of sidetracked there. My point being, it's not just about Brent Brennan versus Kenny Dillingham. It's about coordinators on coordinators. And Arizona can go band for band with anybody in the country in terms of coordinators right now with the way that they're coaching. And I think the way that Brent Brennan is coaching, he's on a bit of a heater, folks, dare I say. I mean, I don't know what's got into him. We've been talking about it on the post-game show. It feels like he's becoming more comfortable in his role, and you're getting a confident, dare I say, cocky Brent Brennan. Bear down, baby! And I love that. And so I don't think after this game you can say that ASU has the better staff than Arizona. Because, and now if you want to talk head coaches, you can actually have that conversation because Dilly, if you're a program, the random program in Idaho.
If I'm LSU, I want to hire Dillingham.
That's what I'm saying. He's a young, desirable head coach. Brent Brennan is still proving himself. But I think if we're just taking staffs pound for pound, give me Arizona. And so, that was a huge one. And we've talked about it, Damon, and this is where I'm going to send it to you because you are our Tucsonan. I'm just a guy from St. Louis that chose Arizona as my home, and chose Arizona as my school.
And we love you for it.
But what this win means to us in the chat, honestly, fractional to what it must mean to Brent Brennan. And we talked about it on the other post game. Having a coach that cares about your program is almost better than having like an elite level coach. So just how pumped must Brent Brennan be about this W tonight?
I mean, I'm sure he's fired the F up, right? Damn it.
Damn it, dude.
And you saw
I'm going to have a beer tonight, damn it.
He's bear hugging Danny Gonzalez after the game, right?
Get picked up by Alonzo Carter.
This whole season, you've seen it from Brent Brennan. People talked about what the passion that he shows on the sideline, and he said, okay, bet. Hold my beer, right? I'll show you something this year. And he really did. Every single facet of what Brent Brennan said he was going to do this entire season, Kevin, he has done exactly that. And shout out Brent Brennan, shout out this coaching staff for doing so, because even when there weren't believers in, majority of the Arizona fan base, right? Not me or you even. Kevin, I think me and you were one of the first two people probably on the train of I think Arizona could be pretty decent this year, right? When everybody had them picked in the bottom 4 of the conference. And then slowly but surely they started proving to folks this is a legitimate football team. This is much different than last season. And honestly, the only thing that I'm sad about and regret from this entire season is that we didn't show them better support as fans in lead up to this record. Because I'll tell you what, if Arizona played a home game next Saturday, I know that place would be packed out. 9-3, you just beat ASU on the road while they were ranked, right? I know that Arizona fans would show up for that. So it sucks a little bit that we didn't get that opportunity, but now you do in a bowl game, right? And somebody said it here in the chat, Holiday Bowl or Sun Bowl, here we come, 100%. I think that you're probably going to get the Holiday Bowl now. That was the rumor before the game. Justin Spears said that the Holiday Bowl reps were in attendance for this one.
Happy holidays.
Maybe that's a bad thing based off of how bad that first half was. But I think Arizona is probably going to be the Holiday Bowl representative here for the Big 12 or the former Pac-12 teams, if you will. And man, is there a better place to go than San Diego for a weekend, Kevin? Turn me up.
Smiling through it all. I can't believe this is my life.
Totri and Eric, enjoy El Paso, gentlemen. Enjoy El Paso. No offense to anybody from El Paso here in the chat. Also, I did want to talk about people here in the chat are talking about and commenting on how there's more people watching the ASU show right now than our show. And you know what? I completely understand why. That number has since started to go a little bit like that, but I understand why, Kevin. Because these dudes talked crazy all season. Would you expect Arizona fans to not respond to that? Yeah. If I was not on this show, if I was just merely a fan that was attending the game, I'd probably be doing the same damn thing. Right? That's natural human reaction. I completely understand that. But if you guys don't mind, tell your buddies to come over here. Keep both tabs open, maybe. Leave a like on this video. It means the world to us. But Kevin, we're going to talk a little bit more about this game. Let's give out some awards right after the break here on the AZ Wildcats podcast.
Indeed, Damon. And tonight's performance was beautiful. It was special. Dare I say it was damn sexy. Because our friends over at Fascinations has you covered, literally, or uncovered, literally, any way that you want. The holiday season, dare I say, holiday bowl season, get what you really want. No, not a Territorial Cup win. Get what you really, really want at Fascinations. They've got everything to make your nights merry and bright. And let's be honest, man, walking into an adult shop is not for everyone. Just like throwing a football is not for everyone named Jeff Sims. You don't need the weird eye contact, the DBs mossing your wide receivers down the field. You just need to buy online and pick up in store. It's like Uber Eats, kind of in a way. You just kind of go, order it, pick up, shake a hand, get the hell out. And it's a fast, easy, totally discreet process. Shop online at fascinations.net or visit one of their 12 locations in Arizona. Use promo code PHNX30 at checkout to receive 30% off your order. Damn, 30% is a great deal. That's PHNX30 for 30% off your order at fascinations.net. Fascinations, naughty list approved.
Unbelievable read from you, my guy, Kevin. And I also need to tell you guys about my friends over at Three Amigos Tequila.
Ooh, I'm going to be cracking that thing open later. If I don't have some Ramona's
Reserve right next to me right now, then I ain't doing it right, Kevin. Shout out our friends at Three Amigos Tequila because we party hard, but we celebrate even harder when we got Arizona Wildcats W's to celebrate. And Three Amigos Tequila is a staple for Arizona fans. Family owned, right here in the Valley. Local operation here in the state of Arizona, founded in 1939 and crafted in Mexico with 100% blue Weber agave. It's award-winning for a reason, smooth, bold, and made for moments that matter, like a Territorial Cup matchup. Kevin and I were firing some shots off, sponsored by our friends at Three Amigos on our pregame show, of course, which we do on every single pregame show over here at AZ Wildcats Pod. But we love our friends over at Three Amigos Tequila because they're just different. It's agave that they farm themselves, and it's all locally sourced. So shout out Three Amigos Tequila, the only way to celebrate Arizona Wildcats W's this season. Tailgate, toast, and celebrate with the Valley's favorite tequila, Three Amigos, just Arizona's favorite tequila in general. Kevin, why don't I just pour myself
that's a
up
good sound.
Nice little shot right here as I round this thing out. Because
I'm licking my chops,
fired
man.
up. Yeah, Kevin's sick to his stomach. He's not a part of
this.
You got
any more of that Ramona's Reserve? I'll partake later. As Damon. Salud. Shout out to our friends over at Three Amigos.
Smooth as
tequila. Shout out to you, Three Amigos.
That tastes better after a W.
Oh, everything tastes better after Arizona State loses, and especially when they lose to Arizona in the 99th Territorial Cup. And Damon, we do have more to get to in this one. Like you said, we do have awards to give out, and let's just go ahead and do it right now. MVP Jeff Sims. I mean, who would have thought that an Arizona State player would make it onto this graphic when we made it earlier this year? But, man, he really was the best player on Arizona's team tonight. Jeff Sims, Jeff Hims, Sunday Sims. He was incredible. 5 turnovers. I mean, you can't ask for better from Jeff Sims if you're an Arizona fan. Shout out to our defensive player of the game, Jeff Sims. And if you're wondering, how is he the defensive player of the game? Well, because he made the defense's job so much easier that I think he really, truly deserved that award. Chris Hudson, our offensive player of the game. Chris Hudson, our transfer player of the game. And our breakout player of the game is Cam Barmore. But thank you, Jeff Sims, for your contributions to this program.
Defensive player of the game is right, Kevin. What an absolute stud that guy was. Just hawking down ASU, ball carriers and just really just forcing ASU to not score points all game long.
I mean, as you said about a tight end catch earlier this year, Damon, Jeff Sims couldn't have walked up and handed it to the defenders any better than he was. Now, there were some diving catches. Honestly, some of those interceptions were truly, truly great plays by the DBs. Like, the balls were not good, but the catches were incredible. But yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun at the expense of our rival, and we're going to say it was all Jeff Sims' fault. But I think we all know that Arizona's DBs made some incredible plays on those balls.
Yeah, Traden Stukes and Dalton Johnson in particular are elite football players, as well as Genesis Smith, right? The 3 of those guys, that triumvirate has been elite all season long. And special stuff from Dalton Johnson and Traden Stukes to be forcing the turnovers tonight in a big way, right? And so big turnovers that were, absolutely massive, like we noted with the Traden Stukes interception, as we noted with the Dalton Johnson fumble. Can we watch that interception again, Kevin? Just run it back.
I mean, look at this. Head tap. Look at the boys in the back. Give them head taps. 2 captains, 3 captains. How many captains do you count? How many captains can you count? Should we just run it back? Oh, my goodness, we're just going to run it back. Sims in the pocket. Oh, my God, it's a duck. Traden Stukes. Put him in a coffin. Oh, my goodness. Bro, the head taps from the boys in the back. Cinema.
Unreal.
Absolute cinema. Shout out to Shane Diefenbach for that. That is genuinely cinema.
Yeah, it is.
Great work.
If you guys remember a better Arizona interception than that, let me know. I guess maybe Chuck Cecil, 107 yards to the house against ASU. Like, that's the only one, right? Mm-hmm. That might be number 2, which is wild, man. Go ahead and drop some of the best interceptions in Arizona football history in the chat if we're forgetting anything huge here. But as you said, David Rosen, he got mossed on his head. Man, was that a special play by Traden Stukes, and a special way to end out this rivalry for a guy who's from Arizona, who's from the Valley, who was not recruited by ASU or looked at by ASU. I'm sure that's a little bit extra personal for a guy like that, right? And, he goes out there and he ends it the way that he should. So
the Gunnar Maldonado one from the Alamo Bowl was pretty tough.
Yeah,
that's
Gunnar,
pretty tough to beat.
Of course. And I was in attendance for that one. Unbelievable. That game was truly over if Gunnar Maldonado didn't get that pick 6 in that moment. It really did change the game. But you're right. That is also up there as well. But man, that's got to be like the most impressive like catch itself, though. Like the actual grab was unreal. Drop a like on this video for that Traden Stukes interception. That was absolutely special. But Kevin, what should we talk about next? What do we got to get into here?
Over the next 5 minutes before our next and final break, I want to hear your doghouse because we do have some post-game sound from our guy Cohen Kenny via our girl Leah Merrill, and we're going to talk about that. But I want to hear your doghouse while I get these clips loaded up for us.
Of course, let's go ahead and do that doghouse here.
Let's do that doghouse.
You know, I got to put someone in a coffin every single week. Now, it may look like this is me calling out Sparky, which of course, you know, Sparky, screw you too, buddy. You know, you were flirting with Wilm at Big 12 Media Day. Wilbur didn't forget.
Home wrecker.
Yeah, genuine home wrecker. Wilbur didn't forget, but this is not representation of Sparky, Kevin. This is a representation of all the ASU idiot fan troll accounts that have been just living in my mentions, living in Kevin's mentions, living in the PHNX Wildcats mentions all season long. I mean, you guys wouldn't believe some of the things that get said to me and Kevin, genuinely. And this is why I think it makes it where like we're celebrating like we are when ASU lost like that, right? Is because not because we're trying to be mean to Jeff Sims, who's still a college kid. Not that Kevin and I are too far off of that, but like he's, we're not trying to just like overtly laugh at college kids all the time, right? But like we're laughing at the people that were talking crazy to us for literally an entire calendar year. You guys might not win a football game. Last place in the conference. Tucson's a dump. Everybody from Tucson is garbage. Like, I mean, the craziest things get said by these people.
Don't forget the classic. Give them back to Mexico.
Give them back to Mexico.
Classic,
right?
That one. Classic.
Hilarious. I've never laughed harder at a joke in my entire life. So funny every time. And definitely not racist. Totally a Gadsden Purchase joke. Because ASU fans are actually all like intellectuals who are like familiar with 1958 land deals that happen in the United States. But it's, this is a long time coming, Kevin, on this podcast for this W in particular. And I was nervous that I wasn't going to get the opportunity to do this on this show after the first half, being like, man, they're really about to beat us the same way that they beat every team, looking like absolute crap and just having, giant plays that are momentous swing in their direction. Nope. We're the better football team. My eyes weren't lying to me. Kevin's eyes weren't lying to him. Everybody in the chat's eyes weren't lying to them. We are the better football team than them. We have been for, I don't know, the entire season. Yeah. Kevin, the entire season.
Literally. Sam
Levitt or not, Jordan Tyson or not, we have been a better football team than them all season long. And we've been saying it too. And so, this is for you guys. All the idiot trolls who said terrible things that I can't even repeat to us on this podcast. I wish that I was kidding. I really do.
Yeah.
But they said these people will say anything behind their faceless accounts. And shout out the people here in the chat as well, because these people here in the chat are legitimately the people that are on Twitter. I see them on Twitter, and they put their name and their face on almost everything. And the people that don't, like the indigenous raptors of the world, they're not being assholes. They're not the podcasts. Like these people that are burners and don't put their name and face on stuff are not going in telling ASU media members to like end it all or like just terrible, awful things, right? Our fan base, I am proud in the fact that we are real people that stand on business. And ASU fans cannot say the same. Where are all these people, Kevin? It's crickets.
I mean,
chirp, chirp, chirp. I'm waiting for them. They were talking crazy to me all season. Every single time I tweeted a power rankings out, ASU fans were in my mentions. Where are they now? I'm not seeing them.
Cook, bro. I'm letting you cook.
No, that's all I got.
ISO.
I appreciate you guys in the chat.
I will say, though, that this is what I'm most excited for. Because usually when you and I, and this is what, in my perspective, makes me so annoyed with these ASU trolls on Twitter and why they are deservedly in your Damon's doghouse, is because during the season, like the regular Big 12 season, I've tried to just do a little bit of trolling, but it's based in things that are going on the field, right? ASU fans will see that, hear that, and be like, well, now I got to go at him personally. I I mean, we can try to talk a little bit of ball, but if he responds, I'm going at him personally. And, it's sports. We don't really got to do that. But what I'm excited for, Damon, is now that they can't talk football, they're showing they're going to show their true colors.
They don't want to talk basketball and baseball. That's for damn sure.
But I'm saying they can't talk football. So what they're going to do is talk about your facial hair. They're going to talk about, like, I don't know, my hairline or something like that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, that's what we go to.
The first one is already rolled in. I can read it to you.
We go to mental disabilities. That's it. No, seriously.
No, literally.
Mental disabilities, kill yourselves, and screenshots of your profile picture making fun of what you look like behind an account that doesn't even want to show anybody what they look like.
Yeah, they do get pretty nasty.
It's actually pathetic, Kevin.
It is.
And I'm so this is why I wanted this W. This is not about the real ASU fans that are legit people that like will actually talk to you and have a conversation with you. It's not about them. It's about these absolute idiot trolls who say crazy things to you. And now what? Now what? Now talk. Seriously, I want to hear y'all.
This is like when, take another shot, Damon. This is like when Habib was beating the hell out of McGregor in their iconic fight, and he's ground and pounding him saying, talk now. You want to talk? You want to talk trash? Let's talk now while we're fighting, and I'm kicking your rear end.
And I'll expand upon it, Kevin. Listen, I got nothing to be ashamed of when it comes to my looks, man. I'm not trying to doll myself up for ASU fan 12364 on Twitter. That's not my intention. So if that's what y'all are focused on, cool. I'm going to focus on my Arizona Wildcats going belt to ass in every single sport because we own you.
U of A.
In your own house.
I was about to say that you could hear from the streets of Tempe because I was told
Kevin, I got told that there's 12 people in the stands that were doing that. How did that come through the television then? 12 fans are louder than your entire stadium?
Well, no, but it's interesting though. I thought there weren't even going to be 12 Arizona fans there because I was told that Arizona fans can't even show up for their own game, so there's no way that they would invade their stadium and U of A chants would ring out at the end of the game because Arizona's winning and whooping ass so damn bad. Look, what a game. What a performance. Arizona Wildcat fans are the best in the country, and we all know that. As Katie May says in the chat, this is Wildcat Country. All of Arizona is Wildcat Country, and tonight solidified that. Damon, do we have any more of our segments to get to before we get to Love the Play?
No, I don't believe so. Let's go ahead and love that play, Kevin, because there are so many plays to choose from tonight, sponsored by our friends over at Arizona Lottery. If you guys need some holiday scratchers, go get yourself some Arizona Lottery tickets right now.
Literally right now. Damon is
Sorry, I was getting a little choked up.
Yeah, he's so excited.
I'm getting emotional thinking about my love the play. And Kevin, I want to go ahead and just take one off the table. Because we're going to say that Traden Stukes interception is both our favorite play of the game.
That's the free spot on bingo.
What's your second favorite play of the game? Give me your second favorite play of the game.
Oof.
I'm going to go with, you know what, I'll go ahead and lead us off.
Take the rock. I'm thinking, there's a good amount of them, like there's a couple directions.
That huge Cameron Barmore catch.
Oh, yeah.
That huge Cameron Barmore catch, right? Mm-hmm. Not the one before the field goal before the half, although that was huge and we needed those points before the half. But I'm talking about the one where he got absolutely drilled and he held onto the football.
Yeah.
I don't want, again, this is a podcast that is about love and happiness and winning football games. It's not about calling out players on our team that might not be very good. No. But we got to stop with the Sam Olsen thing. And we got to go fully into the Cameron Barmore experiment because Cameron Barmore is an absolute stud. And he proves it when he gets thrown the football time and time again. He makes big plays, right? And he's been getting better at blocking. I saw Mo Paina put this on Twitter, Kevin, like, I just wish that dude had another season with us. And that's true, man, because he's really come on to his own in this back half of the season.
That's a good point. And I do think that is a great love to play because it's gone under discussed in this podcast because of the hype. And we'll break this like further down on Monday's pod and maybe a little bit tomorrow on the basketball post game because we're playing Norfolk State. But I think be there. If you're not there at our post game tomorrow after Arizona plays Norfolk State, what are you doing?
It means everything.
It does. But I think, like, I said it to you in the car on the way back, like, that is truly, like, a Cam Barmore legacy moment. That is a now because I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I promise I'm going to be nice in a second. But before tonight, if I thought of Cam Barmore, there's not like a single moment that I think of at all. Like I don't even think of an action. I can't even visualize him doing anything, right? After tonight though, when you think Cam Barmore as an Arizona fan, you think clutch. After tonight though, when you think Cam Barmore as an Arizona fan, you think that touchdown in that moment of that Territorial Cup game against those guys. And I think that is kind of, in a way, like a statement on its own. Because Arizona coming into this game, it was, well, they don't have anybody as good as Jordan Tyson, Shimon Mateer. The defense is going to be what carries them, and that is true. But when we're talking about guys that need to step up, this was one of the guys that needed to step up. And he did that, and arguably you might not win the game without him making that catch. Who knows how this game goes, right? And that moment alongside of that interception from Traden Stukes really, really carried you in this one. Mr. Tyler Warden says, joining late just to say bear down, forks down, and Brennan has earned our trust. I'm in. I agree. I'm with you on that.
I agree. I think that the ball knowers in this fan base have trust in Brent Brennan now, have trust in what he's trying to accomplish and this coaching staff and this culture that they've built. And Kevin, I want to hear what your play of the game, love the play of the game is, because I believe you just talked about the Cameron Barmore play that I chose,
did.
right? But we'll hit that right after our final break here on the AZ Wildcats pod.
Final break indeed, because Damon, I got to talk to the people about husband and wife law team.
Turn it up.
I mean, if you have been in a serious accident and have serious injury or are involved in some sort of wrongful death suit, you want to talk about winners, as Damon says, the husband and wife law team can get you a dub in trial. Do your research, though, after an accident or serious injury. And I think when you do that research, you will find that the husband and wife law team are a part of the 1% of all lawyers in the Arizona State Bar that are specialists in injury and wrongful death litigation. And of course, nobody can guarantee the outcome of a legal case. However, there are some promises that are very, very proud to make to you, the consumer. And those are, you can cancel their fee anytime for any reason. You will receive at least as much in your pocket as they receive for their fee, even if they have to reduce their attorney's fee to do so. And this is maybe the most important part. You can speak to them about anything at any time. They're always there for you, and you have the right to trust that they, as your lawyers, will tell you both the strengths and weaknesses of your case. You're not just getting a gas bag trying to hype you up and be like, oh, I can get you off on this. I can get you, the millions. I can do this. And then you're funneling them money and they're not getting you anything in return. The husband and wife law team, like I said, you can trust them that they'll tell you what's strong and what's weak about your case. So if you've had a serious accident or serious injury, call the husband and wife law team first at, write this number down. That's you. Notes app, something. 602-783-8841. That's 602-783-8841, or visit their website at the link in our show notes below and tell them the Territorial Cup champions sent you.
Appreciate some winners like the husband and wife law team, winners like the Arizona Wildcats, of course, and winners like our friends over at Arizona Lottery. Love the play with our friends at Arizona Lottery. We got to get back into our love the play of the game right here in a second. But first, I got to tell you guys, please get some holiday scratchers for that special someone in your life. And that doesn't have to be, like a romantic partner. I heard friends love it. Kids love it. Like everybody loves just doing a little bit of the scratching with the coin, my man. Nothing like it in the entire world. You reach into your stocking. It's feeling pretty empty. It's looking pretty empty, right? That stocking. And then all of a sudden, what's that? That's like 6 scratchers all together, and it's just a nice thin piece of paper, so I didn't even realize it. I thought my stocking was empty, but instead I have a chance to win some real, tangible cash. They got all sorts of prizes from like $10 to $100,000 to $1 million. You guys got to check it out for yourselves. Head on over to a Circle K location, Kevin, and they have Arizona Lottery kiosks at those Circle Ks. That's a great place to buy Arizona Lottery stuff. 'Tis the season for over $80 million in prizes. Play those holiday tickets with Arizona Lottery and have a chance to fill your stocking with cash. There's no better prize or present than money, Kevin, and you have a chance to win that money and win big with our friends at Arizona Lottery. Make sure that you guys are going over to an Arizona Lottery location, finding a kiosk, getting some of those scratchers for those people in your life. play and gift today. And of course, they have a Circle K sweepstakes as well going on, Kevin, where Players Club members will win a gas for a year from Circle K.
What?
All it takes is 100 Players Club points. Need points to enter. Head to your local Circle K, pick up $10 lottery ticket, and then enter it into Players Club at azplayersclub.com and receive 10 points per dollar spent. Then redeem your points for an entry into the drawing. Make sure to enter by December 31st, so you guys got a month for your chance to win big. It's a good deal, man. Free gas for a year.
Deal. It's a great deal, and this play is a great play, and it is my love the play of the game, and it is that Peanut Tillman punch out by Dalton Johnson at the end of the game to really ice this one, to seal this one.
Wow, Peanut Tillman.
To put Jeff Sims on ice. Toe tag him, if you will. That might be a bit much. But kill the game. Finito, finesse. And I loved that. I think it was on the pregame show that maybe it was off air. I don't know. I talk a lot. I yap to Damon a lot. I talk to Damon about everything, and he's probably not listening or he's tired of it. But I did tell you, Damon, that I was hoping that Arizona's defense, I did predict Genesis Smith. I had the wrong DB, the wrong Arizona native, the whole thing. But I did say, I think Arizona has a chance, and I hope that they do punch out a ball and actually get the ball back this time from the quarterback. You brought up the Barrett Bachmeier play against BYU, where Genesis Smith flies in, almost makes like a game-winning play in a way, but the ball goes right to the BYU offensive lineman. And I think it was made a couple weeks later as well. Genesis Smith did the same thing, and they still didn't recover it. Tonight, Dalton Johnson got the job done, punched it out, and the boys recovered it. Shout out to my love the play of the game with our friends over at Arizona Lottery.
Yeah, Ty puts here in the chat, stop that drive when ASU was actually moving the football for once. Yeah. And so it was important to do so. Same thing with that Traden Stukes interception. Not that they were like moving the football, but it did feel like they were threatening to score in that situation. And both of those turnovers were absolutely massive. Oh, I just checked my DMs here. Congrats on your win against the backups. Yeah, that's a fun one.
The goalposts have been moved. The soil is
We're
already...
going to see some special goalpost moving this offseason. And to which you guys, I want everybody here in the chat that is engaging with that to either post a GIF of them literally running, moving goalposts on the field, or just say, or the GIF of, I guess we'll never know. Because guess what? The Arizona Wildcats have won the Territorial Cup for the third time in 4 seasons. Let me say it again. Third time in 4 seasons. And when these people...
The what time?
Third time in 4 seasons. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 right there.
Oh, wow.
I guess maybe that represents, Kevin, that represents the one time that they've actually beaten us in the last 4 years.
Half.
And these are for all the W's that we've gotten.
Yeah,
I listen, I just, with the way that they've spoken to us, you would think that they've been dominating the series. 3-4. 3-4. The Cub's been back in Tucson,
you're telling me Kenny Dillingham has not won 10 straight Territorial Cups? I thought he won...
God, no. He's a losing record, actually,
Whoa.
Kevin. Losing record.
Do people know that?
2 blowouts.
Do people know that?
2 blowouts.
Do non-AZ Wildcats podcast listeners even know that? Shout out to Kobe. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying. I mean, someone get that stat into the ASU fan base now, because they got to understand.
This went spectacularly, Kevin. We couldn't have asked for anything more.
Jeff Sims disaster class.
Well, and they had hope in the first half.
BTA, when they had all the... Honestly, I'll put my hand up. It felt like the story was being written for them to really have a nice night. And then the red line got to him. The Brennan got to him. The Stukes got to him. And the Sims played Sims ball. But we do have some post-game sound to wrap up this show here tonight from, obviously, Cohen Kinney, live from Casino del Sol North. And this is Brent Brennaning's. Whoa. Whoa. Brent Brennan's opening statement tonight.
All right. Wow. Bear down. What a great night here. I think all of our fans that came up from Tucson and our fans and alums here in the greater Phoenix area got what they paid for. All week we talked with our team about like this game was going to turn on our physicality and our discipline. And I thought that showed up tonight in fantastic ways. Offensively, in the first half, we had some struggles, but our defense kept playing that complementary football. They kept getting stops. They kept forcing turnovers. And right before half, we were able to get 3 points, which I thought was really big. And then in the second half, I thought we played great team football. And that's the thing. That's the thing I feel about this group is that this is an awesome football team. It's really, really special, this Arizona team. And, the offense in the second half had a bunch of sustained long drives that kind of kept the ball out of ASU's hands. And our defense kept answering and just coming up with big plays and takeaways. And so just an absolute team win. I could not be more proud of us.
And I could not be more proud of you, Brent Brennan, because you didn't listen to guys like me, guys like Damon, that said, you can't do this here. You can't have a 10-win season at Arizona. And now I think that while I mostly agreed with Damon, I did want to add the devil's advocate of, well, if a couple things break your way, you could already be at 10. You could already be at 10 to end this year, right? And that's not even counting the bowl game. And
honestly, like I don't mean to go there because I'm sure there have been calls that have gone Arizona's way this season. But if the refs don't screw you against BYU, you're 10-2. Yeah,
and you might be in the Big 12 championship.
You would be.
Damn. Man, what could have been? I think the Collector P was talking about that earlier in the chat, saying imagine if we had just handled business in those games, what we could be talking about. The things you and I would be saying on this podcast about this program, and not just the individual program, the whole department. Arizona basketball is number 2, number 1 resume. Arizona football's top 25 could be 10-1.
Moving up, too.
Oh my gosh.
Could be 11-1.
I mean, we are blessed. Arizona women's basketball still undefeated, never lost under Becky Burke in a regulation setting. And man, I am pumped about all of this right now, and we have more sound to get to, Damon.
Yes, and Lost Highway is already back to. He's already thinking ahead here. BYU and their fans are gonna cry about Texas getting in now. My man never misses an opportunity to go at BYU fans, and I love it. I love it.
Got to. You and Lost Highway are like the 2 Jon Snows. If there was a 2 Jon Snow gif, that's you guys. But speaking of fighting back against all odds, when Traden Stukes made this interception, you might have been thinking to yourself, what is going on inside his head? Well, this is Traden Stukes on that very interception.
Just they had a fast receiver in there. We knew they wanted to take him vertical. Just having to lean on the post, knowing that there might not be help. Quarterback launched a pretty deep ball, but I felt like I got a good jump on the trajectory, and I was able to make a play, jump on time, use the hands, finish it.
Humble king.
And I mean,
just like this podcast.
Boy, did he ever make a play on that ball.
The most humble podcast at PHNX Sports.
A guy in Traden Stukes as well that fought back from a long-term injury to play this season. And we talked about that with him in the offseason, and he was just chomping at the bit to even play football this year. And I think for him to have this, we thought that he, air quotes, had his moment this season with that interception in the Baylor game. Right? We thought he had his initial moment against Kansas when he made the cross-field breakup. This man's a playmaker. He's like Trey Spivey on the offensive side of the ball. When he gets reps, when you throw his way, he's making something happen, right? And tonight, it was going out and having, dare I say, the play of the season with that interception against Jeff Sunday Sims.
Listen, ASU fans were talking a lot about Keith Abney in lead up to this game, of which he is a phenomenal football player. Probably a first-round pick, when it comes April time and for the NFL draft. But Arizona has 3 dudes that are that level on their team. And I'm not saying that they're going to be all first-round picks, but I'm talking about that level of elite college football player. Genesis Smith, Traden Stukes, and Dalton Johnson are all elite college football players, and they prove it week in and week out. With this pass defense, the turnovers that they force, the tackles that they make, it's unbelievable, man. They do it all on this defense, and Danny Gonzalez has the way that he has utilized them has truly, truly been special this season. One thing that I thought was funny, Kevin, was I was being told that after our postgame is over, that we have to go make it down to Loco Patron, where the PHNX Sun Devils podcast is doing their podcast, and hang out with the crew. Now,
what do you mean?
I said, if we get blown out, I'm not sure I'm feeling like that. And they were like, that's fair. But they were like, even if you lose, you still got to come out. Do they still want us to go?
I don't know. Do they not know we have work to do after this podcast goes off air? Do they not know what time I leave this studio after post games? Anyway, but yeah, I might go down, have a pint with the guys, see how they're feeling. Let them know. We got the Stooks play on the show if you want to see it again. And yeah, Damon, maybe we do go ahead and see what's up with our guys. But we do have a couple more clips before we get on out of here. This is Brent Brennan on that interception by Traden Stooks, I believe.
Well, going in the game, winning the turnover battle was job number one. So that was a huge part of it. And I think Traden Stooks is just such a special football player and such a special kid. You don't need to spend much time with him to get a feel for just how amazing of a young man he is. And to think about like his journey here at the U of A, walk on to scholarship, torn ACL last year, game 3 or 4. Right, the road back, early in the season he couldn't play much. Everyone's on my ass because they're like, "How come Stooks isn't playing?" I'm like, "Dude, he's coming back from an ACL." But he just kept working and he's an incredible leader. And what I saw on that play was I saw him playing in the back door of a vertical off a heavy play action. He's exactly where he's supposed to be. And then as that ball got launched, I saw him climb up the back of that guy and play it off the top of his head. It's one of the best football plays I've ever seen.
I mean, Brent Brennan. He knows ball to the extent like you might not believe in Brent Brennan for whatever reason. At this point, I think you might just be a hater. But whether you agree or disagree about Brennan knowing ball, he has certainly seen a lot of ball. And for him to say that is one of the best football plays he's ever seen, not just interceptions, not just football catches, one of the greatest football plays he has ever seen, I think kind of underlines what you and I were saying earlier about that is a hard play to beat in the history of Arizona defenses. I know we had some great picks in the chat that were sent in there, but this one certainly goes up there with some of the greatest. In I don't know. It might be recency bias. I might be drinking the Kool-Aid, but hell of a play by Traden Stooks.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Do we have any more sound? I believe we have one more.
We have Stooks on the Territorial Cup, being a part of some ebbs and flows with the Territorial Cup, and I think just the importance of it to him in general. We're about to find out together, folks.
Significantly different. For those who don't know, my first Territorial Cup was 2020. Wasn't a fun one. But no, it felt good to go out with a group of guys like this and just end my college career in this way. It's fantastic.
I mean, love the seniors on this team, the captains on this team. They are true leaders. They are guys that don't, run when things get tough. Dalton Johnson especially. I mean, how many staff members has Dalton Johnson said hi and then goodbye to just 8 months later? A ton. And for him to land on this team with that guy in Traden Stooks and the other member of that star backfield in Genesis Smith, I love to see it. It's the type of stuff that when you're looking back on your favorite football team's rosters, years, they call them late night finds, right, Damon? When you're looking back, you're gonna be like, man, I loved that defensive back room in, from that end of Jed Fish to the Brent Brennan era where you just had dogs that loved Tucson, loved the A, and loved it all that had to come with being a Wildcat.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's a real love fest going on right now in Arizona Wildcats land. Yeah, seriously.
Smiling
smiling through it all. Can't believe this is my life. It's special. It really is special. And I'm just on Twitter right now, scrolling, just liking every tweet. Just, that's a like. Oh, that's a like.
The old lady at the slot?
100%. I might tweet that after I get off of this show. I mean, it's
a classic.
It is a classic. This has been so much fun. It's just been truly a special win for this program. Way to caption caption off this great season here. 9-3, man. Who possibly could have seen this coming? Seriously.
Honestly, not many.
Like, other than the people in that building.
Like, you're talking about from the beginning of the season, right?
Yeah, I mean,
not many.
Right now, one of my guys on Twitter, Andy Roche, he tweeted, he said, apologies, I've been delayed on providing my season prediction for Arizona football. I got U of A 9-3. There's a few of them out there, but there's not too many of them. And then he posted the Pat Bev gif jumping on the scoreboard. But
you can tell everybody.
There's not too many people that thought that this team and were confident that this team was going to be as good as they were.
Yes.
And man, that's a testament to just kind of the expectations that were laid upon this team. The things that Brent Brennan and his staff said all offseason, of which some people were like, "You're crazy, dude. The hell are you talking about?
You're going to love every second of it."
You're going to love every second of it. I kind of did.
I kind of hated the first half, but
Yeah.
like the second half of this movie has got me fired up.
Yeah, it really has. And man, this has just been such a fun season to be a part of, man.
And we still got a bowl game.
And we still got a bowl game to cover as well. Looks like Arizona's probably going to be in the Holiday Bowl. For anybody that's tuning in a little bit late here on this podcast, it seems like San Diego is the destination for the Cats. We'll find out here in the near future, but that's what I'm certainly hoping for. Get me to San Diego.
California
Get me
love.
to my city.
I mean, I want to
Please.
go to the parade inside my city right now. That's what I want.
That's what we call Damon's Twitter account, Kevin. There is a parade inside my city, and it has been truly, truly special. Man, I could go all night long. I know Roberto put it here in the chat, how he's going to stay up for another hour. Dude's he doesn't even need coffee right now, and he's going to stay up for another hour. Same, man. Same. I'm fired the F up. I love this football program. Shout out Brent Brennan, to which I'll say, I was wrong. It was funny. I had notorious ASU troll Glenn screenshot some of my things that I said on my Twitter account last season in regards to like something like Brent Brennan saying, you're going to love every second of it. Right. And, I feel that I have appropriately put my hand up and say, I was wrong. I've never once rooted against Brent Brennan. I've never once rooted against this football program. I know there's a lot of people in the chat who thought the same, like maybe this isn't the guy. But that doesn't mean that we hate Brent Brennan. It doesn't mean that we want, horrible things for him in life. And I think that, that's what watching sports is all about. Like you have a take, you say I was wrong, you admit to it, and then you move on and you root for your team, right? And that's exactly what a lot of Arizona fans did all year long with Brent Brennan. We need more. We still need more people to do that and say I was wrong about Brent Brennan, because there's probably still people holding out here, right? And we need better fan support next season, but hopefully they get it with a win like tonight that caps off such a great season. And now we can start thinking about where we're going to go in a bowl game.
I'm absolutely pumped. Thank you to each and every single individual in this chat who either tuned in, left a like, and if you haven't left a like, what are you doing? Genuinely, and I think Damon might have said it already, but from the bottom of both of our hearts, it means the world that you guys want to hang out with us and talk about this victory. We're just two guys that love Arizona athletics and like to talk about it and are lucky enough to have a platform to do it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for being Arizona Wildcat fans. And if you're a Sun Devil fan, honestly, most of them have been pretty nice coming into this chat.
Well, they don't want
saying
they don't want to
GGs
smoke with your boy here.
No, true. That's true.
They know I will eviscerate them. And guess what?
That's
They don't got a mic. So
That's
I got
true.
last word on everything.
That is true. But
I'm pounding the gavel and being like, court has adjourned.
judge, jury, executioner,
Yeah.
the dog. But yeah, no.
Ban them after so they can't say anything else.
Even if you're an Arizona State Sun Devil fan, thank you for coming in, tapping in with us to see what kind of the vibes are. And yeah, I think that's really all I got. We'll be back tomorrow with an Arizona basketball postgame because this don't stop, man. This don't stop. Arizona athletics, it don't stop. We got dub after 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 dub the last couple of weeks, man. It's been absolutely incredible. Everything from women's basketball to men's basketball to football to, triathletes and triathlon winning another national. Like, we are hooping as Wildcat fans right now. And I'll leave people with this, Damon. Tonight, savor it. Savor this week. Savor this month of November that we have had as Arizona Wildcat fans. I'm not saying it's about to fall off a cliff. What I am about to say, though, is you don't know how many of these type of months you have, right? In terms of your basketball programs, both of them undefeated. Yeah. Your football program, 5 straight wins and a bowl appearance and a huge road win over your rival. This is something that, like, when we look back on our life, Damon, I'm sure we're going to have many more great seasons following this team. But you will remember, damn, that November in 2025 when everything I just outlined was going on. What a great time. And I was doing it watching the AZ Wildcats podcast. So thank you to each and every one of you. Don't forget to savor this moment. You never know how long this is going to last. And it is very, very sweet. So thanks for tapping in.
Yeah. And as Vozen says here, we still suck ass. And I'm sure he's not salty at all. Scroll up a little bit, Kevin. I did want to shout out a couple of comments. Shout out AZ Catch G for this super chat.
We got 2 super chats.
BTFD Let's go. My boy, AZ Cats G with the buzzer beater as always. And then Loot is my daddy, a staple here of the chat, 499. Bear down. Tucson runs this state. You two rep the Wildcats hard. Suck it, Michael. Eat crow. Arizona is Wildcat Country. Love that jug back in 520. Love it. What a super chat.
What a super chat.
Fire ass super chat.
I'm just marveling at it. Wow.
It really is special. That is special. I also wanted to say, shout out a couple more people here in the chat. We got my guy Dylan Kaiser, who is one of my buddies. He tweeted, or he just put here in the chat, Jeff Sims with 1 million laughing emojis. Classic.
Shout out to Devin All tapping in.
Devin All tapping in. Appreciate you, my man. And of course, I also needed to say, because I said I'd shout him out on the show, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. This guy responded to my tweet, or one of my tweets during the game, right after the game was over. He's a PHNX Cardinals listener. Jesus World. It's GEEZUS World. Said, you win, Damon Dog. And I gave him the little respect hat gift. Derek Jeter, retuspect.
Dude, that little kid, bro.
Of course. And then he said, don't make it for nothing and shout me out on the pod. And I was like, cool. You know what? That does deserve a shout out, because ASU fans displaying not reprehensible behavior, I think does deserve to be shouted out and talked about in a good way, just as much as the people that do say the horrible, awful things to us, Kevin. But man, this was a huge win. This was so much fun on this post-game show with all of you guys here in the chat. You guys made this so much fun, and we cannot wait to be talking about where Arizona is going to be going to play a bowl game in the very near future, what that matchup looks like, and how they can get the W to get to 10 wins twice in 3 seasons, special times over at Arizona football. But appreciate everybody for being here in this chat. Please drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. People that haven't been here before, we do all these shows, post-game shows after every Arizona Wildcats football and basketball game, pre-game shows for football, and then pre-game shows for all of the bigger basketball games. So we won't be doing pre-game for Norfolk State tomorrow. We will, however, be doing a post-game show for Norfolk State tomorrow. So make sure that you guys are tuned in and have those notifications on for that. If you want to see some great tweets from my guy Kevin Thomas the rest of the night, go follow him at KevoPost. That's KEVOPOSTS. Follow me at Damon Dog. I'm going to get just nasty on my Twitter account after this one is over. And follow us at PHNX_Wildcats on all socials, except for TikTok, where we're at AZ Wildcats Pod. Kevin, is there anything else we need to talk about before we get out of here?
ASU fixture parking.
Yeah. We Kevin and I parked over at Arizona State today, and to which we strolled in the parking garage in Kevin's car for 15, 20 minutes.
8-level parking garage, it looked like, to where they told you can only go on 2 and 3. Number one in innovation, because I've never seen someone innovate a way to waste space like that in my life. But we got a W, and I don't got to think about that, but that's all else I had to mention. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Genuine love to each and every one of you. Genuine bear down to each and every one of you. And life is better when Arizona State is losing football games.
It is. It well and truly is. And you know what? Today we are all champions. We are. This is our state. We run it in every sport. Not debatable. And life is the way that it should be. Life is well and truly the way that it should be. This is our
team. We bleed red and blue. That's all I got.
Love it. I was hoping you had maybe a little bit more for me.
No, I wasn't gonna. You can't give out a full verse for free. What are you doing?
That's fair. Shout out everybody for being here on this show. If you're not a supporting club member, like Roberto, like Real Pigeon, like Mondo, you guys can become a supporting club member. Drop some Jeff Sims emojis. I have a feeling that those Jeff Sims emojis are going to be very, very limited time, Kevin.
Dude, get them out of there now.
I have a feeling that by Monday, that's not going to be a thing that we're doing anymore over here on this YouTube channel. So,
I mean, we could just replace Jeff Sims' face with the turnover sword because they're kind of one and the same.
It's true. That's a damn good point. So drop those Jeff Sims emojis while you can here in the chat. Special stuff for $5 a month. You guys can, show us a little bit of extra support and get a couple cool perks to be here in the chat as well. And I know that, of course, we have a basketball game to be talking about tomorrow. Arizona versus Norfolk State at 2 p.m. Kevin and I are going to be going live about 10 minutes after the final buzzer to talk about that game. Cannot wait for it. Hopefully we see all of you guys there with us. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, hanging out with us, and making this show so damn fun. It would not be the same without the people here in this chat showing crazy levels of support today, Kevin. Just unbelievable stuff. Like I said, follow Kevin, follow me, follow us, and like and subscribe to this channel. We will catch you tomorrow on a post-game show, but in the meantime, peace out, bear down.
And go Cats. Thank you, Jeff Sims. The cup is coming home.
We all silly like the mayor.